Kentucky's State Arsenal sits on a hillside overlooking downtown Frankfort. It has stood here since 1850, and that makes it the oldest structure operated by the Kentucky Department of Military Affairs. Events in and around this little brick castle have made this one of the most historic places associated with the Kentucky National Guard. Appropriately, since the Kentucky Military History Museum opened here in 1974, this has been the best place for the public to learn about Kentucky's citizen soldiers. The Commonwealth of Kentucky's first arsenal stood on the grounds of the state capitol. A spectacular fire and explosion destroyed that building, and apparently almost took the capitol down too. When the Kentucky General Assembly appropriated funds to build a new arsenal in 1850, the legislators required that it be at least a half-mile away from the Capitol. Local architect N.C. Cook designed the building. Its original construction cost was $8,000. The state arsenal quickly became an important storage facility for weapons and other supplies to be used by Kentucky militiamen. In the secession crisis of 1860 and 1861, the people of Kentucky were divided, with citizens favoring both the Union and the Confederacy in the Civil War. The Kentucky militia was divided too. The arsenal was a very busy place. Wagon loads of firearms left here intended for members of the Home Guard or the State Guard. For a time, the arsenal housed a factory that produced ammunition for muzzle-loading muskets and rifles. State government finally firmed up on the Union side. In 1862, Frankfort became the only pro-Union state capital occupied by the Confederate Army. The Confederates helped themselves to some of the weapons stored in the arsenal. In 1864, Confederate cavalrymen made a raid on the town. Members of the local enrolled militia rolled a cannon into the front lawn of the arsenal and helped fight off the raiders. This was the only time in its history when the arsenal came under hostile fire. The state arsenal was a quieter place, but still a busy place in the decades after the Civil War. Kentuckians trying to control civil unrest, campaigning to capture an overseas empire from Spain, patrolling the border with Mexico, and fighting in the trenches of the First World War all got supplies from here. We almost lost the state arsenal in 1934. A fire broke out on the second floor. Although the building was severely damaged, it was repaired and put back into service. For the next 40 years, the state arsenal provided office, warehouse, and workshop space to a succession of agencies. Everybody from the Kentucky Highway Patrol to the Kentucky Department of Military Affairs Civil Defense Planners. By now, the building was a familiar landmark and a recognized symbol of Kentucky's rich military heritage. In 1973, the state arsenal became the focus of a unique joint project of the Kentucky Department of Military Affairs and the Kentucky Historical Society. Personnel from both agencies worked to convert the venerable building into the new Kentucky Military History Museum. The military department provided the building, and the Historical Society provided the collection. The museum opened in February 1974. It tells the story of Kentucky's role in American military history since the Revolution. The Kentucky Military History Museum has preserved the objects, the images, the stories, and the memories of the Commonwealth's military history for several decades now. Kentucky citizens, visitors from around the country and across the globe, students by the busload, and legions of Kentucky Guardsmen have come here to better understand America's conflicts and Kentucky's important role in them. And still, the museum's home and its biggest historical artifact remains the old state arsenal.